This is a CVT guitar lesson for Jeff. Since I kind of messed up your last one and did a PPG in the style of Hatebreed. I had a long month, dude. Crazy stuff. Messing up my back and all that. But anyways, thanks for being patient. So we wanted some drop C hardcore riffs. You wanted to know how to, just some ideas. You wanted me to give you some ideas on how to connect some things. So I hope you like how this came out. It's 5 pages of tabs. It's kind of interesting. I've never done one quite like this, the way I set it up. So number one, well, this is drop C. I put alter the hook. So a lot of times, even when I'm doing your PPG lessons, like in the style of Hatebreed, or we've done several of them. What I'll kind of do is take a main hook and then put we're gonna call it an A ending, and then go back to the main hook, put a B ending. Sometimes that's a whole section. This first one is like that. Actually, most of these are. I've given you some scale ideas in C minor that you could use, and C harmonic minor that are going to work really good for, you know, doing the hardcore guitar stuff. So, and it'll make sense when you see your tabs the way I set it up. Our main hook on this is power chords and drop C tuning, which is obviously we were on the same frettings, just barring. And what I'm doing is this top 2 strings, 6, 3, 0, 1, 3, 1, 0. So, and you can decide whether you want to alternate strum that or down pick. It just depends how fast you and you're welcome to use these obviously with your band, but that's going to be our hook. In other words, it's going to be home base. We're going to keep going back to that. So the first example for one of the endings, the A ending, is the use of octaves. 5A, muted D, 7G. I know you play these. Down, up, sliding up to 12, 14, up, down, backing it up to 11, 13, up, down. It's so. And when you do octaves, obviously, you know, you want to mute that upper string. I actually do 2 things. I mute it with the tip of my index, and I also will stick my, it looks like I'm pressing down, but I'm not. My middle finger is just serving, it's grazing over the string. So that's our A ending, you know, and then we're going to go back to the hook. In your tabs it just says hook. You can see where that's outlined in the beginning, written out. Our B ending, this one's the use of triplets and alternate picking. And 5A, down, up, down, same thing on the 3rd fret. Same thing on the 6th fret, low E, and then the 3rd fret, low E. So it's 4 groups of triplets. So if to hear it in context, hook with the B ending. So I tried to put a bunch of different techniques in here that you can utilize. 3rd one, back to the hook. And then the C ending. This is a little more tricky. This involves pull-offs, a little bit of alternate picking, and palm muting. It's going to probably be the tougher of the bunch. So what I'm doing is going to the 12th fret D, pulling off to an open, starting with a downstroke, palm mute, down, up. That's a concept. Okay, we're going to apply that to the same thing, same string, 10th fret now. So we have, you're used to this little bounce method, which you're probably already used to, but same thing, 13th fret. And then 12th fret, I just put pinch harmonic vibrato. So there's concepts within concepts, all in this. That would be the whole, actually no, that'd be 3/4 of it. And then for the ending, rather than go back to the hook for the 4th piece of this, instead of going, I figured let's change it, and that kind of stamps something and says, hey, we're finishing this. Barred 1st fret, top 3 strings, 2nd fret G. Okay, 4 times, and then just go to the 3rd fret G. Keep everything else the same 6 times. So, and then 1-1 to 3-3 vibrato. So, now that, you know, accenting that groove stuff, man. So that's the first one. I think I've got 5 examples for you. This next one, scales to utilize in C minor. So, and I'm giving you C minor because we're in drop C tuning, minor. Most of your stuff's going to be in a minor key. These are notes you can take. You want to memorize these because you can come up with your own riffs, and I'm giving you some examples as well, as you'll see shortly. Okay, so first one's just linear. It's on the low E string. Open 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 10, 12. So it's root, whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, half step, whole step, whole step. Okay, we can play around with all those notes. Here's an example of converting notes in that scale to a riff. And the keynote in here is you know, focusing on that scale and some techniques. So this one, similar to one of the hooks, the C ending in number 1 example, but we want to do something with that scale I just showed you. Here's one of the things. So that's the first half. I'm gonna have to turn the page over for the rest, but okay, so what I'm doing is 12th fret low E, pull off, palm mute, down up, open E. 12th fret E, pull off, 12th fret E, pull off, and those will be downstrokes. That's our concept. We're gonna apply that again, but over on the 8th fret. So okay, we're gonna apply it again, but it's going to be split between 3 different frets. 10th fret, pull off. There's our down, up, open, palm muted on the E. 8, pull open, 7, pull open on the E. So. And then, I gotta turn the page over. 5th fret low E, we're gonna pick, hammer to 8, pull to 5, pull to open. I'm only picking the first note. And then do that again, but it's gonna be 3, 7, 3 open. You gotta lower your thumb so you can get that stretch. And you could palm mute it if you wanted. I didn't write it as a palm mute, but the cool thing is, everything you just saw me play, that came out of here. Everything. Every note that I just played, I'm just adding techniques, I'm adding pull-offs and such. So, palm muting here and there. Okay, so then, this is the A ending. Then we'll go back to it'll say repeat hook in your tabs. And then we're going to do a different ending. And I just, on this one, the B ending, I just picked a C minor descending scale. It's just, you know, they can tend to sound mechanical play like this, but it works. And if you want to palm mute it, that's fine. Alternate picking, 7-5G, 8-7-5D, 8-7-5A. Then it's straight alternate, so we got 2 notes, and then 3 notes and 3 notes, so it's going to be down, up, down, up, down, up. That's our B ending. So once again, our main hook, okay, with an A ending, and then that again with the B ending, which was our palm muted. Okay, so and then I wanted to put an ending on that. So we have power chords, just to mix it up a little. That's the ending. So these are in 3s, which can tend to feel weird. 8th fret, E and A, down, up, down. 5th fret, up, down, up, down. Slide to 10, up, down. 8th fret, up, down, up. And to split that typical root 5 power chord sound, we're going to go 11, 12. That puts a stamped ending on that riff for you, okay? Gives you separation. I'm trying to keep these interesting for you, so they're not so repetitive and have a lot of cool little parts in it, yet still have the groove or the main hook in it. Number 3, 8th and 16th note hooks. 8th notes is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and 16th notes is 1E and a 2E, and so when you hear an alternate picking, those are 16th notes. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a, that's a measure worth. The measure worth of 8th notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. So on this one we're gonna split it. We're gonna go. See? Yes. So, starting with open E and A, no palm mute, and then 3 palm muted. That covers 1 and 2 and. And then we're going to do 16th notes, 3E and a 4E and a. This has got to be alternate picked, because it's 16th notes, it's quick. So if you're a drummer, you know, you can double bass that, which Hatebreed does a lot of that type of thing. Then we're going to start it over. I forgot some palm mutes here. On the 8th note section. Then we're going to have kind of an A ending here. Actually, that would start the A ending, is the second time that you do that, okay? So the hook is A ending. 5A, downstroke. 6-5-6 on the E, palm muted, up, down, up. And then we're going to move it up a half step. 6-7-6-7. And I like the idea of not having you palm mute everything, because it forces you to hit a note without it and then bring it down, you know. First of every 4, 3E and a 4E and a. So the downbeat, the 3 and the 4, isn't palm muted. Say we have this. Then the hook again. And the B ending will start the same way. And then we're going to have this. So, kind of a crazy, bizarre riff. 4D, pick, hammer 5, pull 4. Down, up, 6-5 on the A, palm muted. That in itself, practice it, Jeff. Just 4D, pull off to open. 6-3A, palm mute, down, up. So it's. So our second one from the hook. Okay, now we're continuing on. I set it up kind of like a song. Back to the main hook. C ending starts the same way. And this one I used a little diminished run. We're in drop C, so I had to alter how the scale would normally be played, but so 5E, hammer to 8, 4A, palm mute, down up to 7. Same thing, next string, 5-8, 6, hammer to 9 on the G, no palm mute. So it's called a diminished scale. Alright, so that covers our C ending, and we're going to do a D ending, and I wanted to completely change it. This is kind of crazy. Like I said, you don't have to use it if you're not digging it, but I wanted to have something completely different to speak at the end. So it'll be okay, 1-3 AD. These are in 3s again. For some reason I picked a lot of 3s. Down, up, down. 1st and 2nd fret, up, down, up. 1st and 5th fret, yep, that's a stretch and a half. Down, up, down. 1st and 3rd, up, down, up. So that gives you. So really, the 1st fret's consistent on the A. The melody is. 1st and 2nd fret twice to 1st and 3rd fret once. Short rest there, that's the line in your tabs. And then to finish it, 3A, 3D, middle and 3rd finger, down, up, down. 3rd and 2nd fret, A and D, up, down, up. So that's 3, 5. I know I'm playing it with weird fingers, but it makes sense. Middle and pinky, down, up, down. 3rd and 3rd, up, down, up. So, and then a stamped ending on the end of 4A, barred 2nd fret, D and G. It's called an A/C sharp chord. So that whole big chord thing, kind of epic sounding. Maybe accent that with the band. And then that's it for that one. Number 4, harmonics minor scales. I love these. These are my favorite scales. And I'm giving you a bunch of different spots on the neck to play this scale and utilize these notes in your playing to try and come up with your own riffs. Just a matter of memorization here, Jeff. It's nothing technical. It's just a memorization game. For hardcore and the stuff that your band does, which your band is smoking, by the way, I think using harmonic minor is going to be awesome with it. We're going to start on the 4th fret on the A string, slide to 5. Once we get to 5, go 7, 8, 5, 7, 8, D, 6, 7, G. You can use whatever fingers on that. I mean, this is just the scale. The fingering can go out the window depending on what you end up coming up with off of this, you know.